Environmental Services, and Tyler Reed, a senior at Lincoln High School, to be serving. Let's do the proclamation in honor of Flag Month and then have our guests say some words. Whereas Tacoma has a rich and extensive history of celebrating cycling beginning in the 1880s, when both the city and the bicycle were newly created. And whereas the bicycle is an efficient, affordable, and fun form of urban transportation and recreation. And whereas bicycling improves the health of the rider and benefits water and air quality for the entire community. And whereas Tacoma supports increasing bicycle safety in the interest of reducing injuries and fatalities through improved education and infrastructure. And whereas the City of Tacoma partners with many fine individuals and organizations on Bike Month rides and events, creating community engagement, spirit, and unity, including the Major Taylor program at Fort Tacoma Public Schools, props, the Blessing of Bikes at Urban Grace Church, and the 1950s Mid-Century Ride in honor of Historic Preservation Month. Now, therefore, I, Marilyn Strickland, Mayor of the City of Tacoma, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2016 as Bike Month in the City of Tacoma. Please say a few words. And those of you who are here on behalf of cycling, would you please stand up so we can recognize you? All right. Thank you very much for your advocacy and your participation. Please say a few words.
Mayor, with me tonight is Dave Cook and Dan Hansen. They're co-chairs of the Bicycle Pedestrian Technical Advisory Committee. And with your permission, I'd like to ask them to say a few words about that time.
Please.
I'm Dan Hansen. As we accept this proclamation tonight, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Diane Wider. Diane recently moved on from her position as Tacoma's Active Transportation Coordinator to take a job with the State Department of Transportation. Diane has worked tirelessly over the years to organize events like those of Tacoma's Bike Month and to create a more bike-friendly and walkable Tacoma. She has had a tremendous influence on active transportation in Tacoma, and will miss Diane's steady leadership and wish her the best in her new pursuits. As for the rest of us, I'd like to urge everyone here tonight to bike as much as possible this month. Bike for exercise, bike for fun, bike to cut your carbon footprint, bike to cut your stress level, bike to enjoy this wonderful spring weather we've been having, bike to work, stores, restaurants, museums, parks, farmers markets, bike everywhere. Just bike.
Hi, and my name is David Cook, and I'd like to tell you two quick stories about Bike Month. One of them happened last week as I was riding up the Murray Morgan Bridge. I passed this older gentleman in a reflective vest, kind of that goofy grin you get when you're cycling, and he was just kind of gliding up the road. Turns out his name is Jim Comfort. It's an awesome name. And last year, he hadn't been on a bike for years, but he started riding because of some Bike Month events. And because of that, he rode a little bit more, decided to ride to work. Then he started liking it more, and he bought a bike. And as I was passing him, he rides to work 5 days a week now. We never know when our events are going to change people's lives, but things like this can do it. He's now a cycle commuter, and that's fantastic. In case you don't believe that story, I have a live person here too, the second one. His name is Tyler Reed, and Tyler is a senior at Lincoln High School who wants to be an engineer. He's been accepted to Western Washington University, Western State, Western Washington, and he's got all the power and promise of youth. You know, he's going a lot of great places, and he also joined the Major Taylor Lincoln Bike Club in Lincoln High School this year. He too started riding, loved it, went to Second Cycles, bought a bike. Now he's riding with Major Taylor and on his own. And he even says things to me like, yeah, just feel more complete with the bike now. And here too, last year we had one Major Taylor club in Tacoma. This year we have 4. And we'd love to see our infrastructure build at that same rate as we're bringing youth on. And we've seen all the youth here. And I'm going to have Tyler say a couple of words and then have him accept the proclamation as the young adults.
My name is Tyler Reed, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for this proclamation. Like Dave said, that I joined Major Taylor this year, and I just had the best experience of my life. riding a bike now has like made me feel like it's something I need to do all the time. And I think that it's something that I think everybody should do. And riding in Tacoma just makes me feel happy, especially riding with my schoolmates and everybody. It's just the best thing ever. Being able to create new routes and going places that I've never seen before in Tacoma is like one of the best things I've ever had. So I just want to say thank you very much for the proclamation and just the opportunities. It's wonderful. I love it.
Great, thank you. Well, let's give all the bison advocates a round of applause, and please come forward to accept this medal. All right, at this time, I would like to invite Ms. Katie Chase, who serves as chair of the Landmark Preservation Commission, to the podium. I'd like to read a proclamation in honor of Historic Preservation Month. Whereas Secret Tacoma, Tacoma's surprising history, is the theme for Tacoma's Historic Preservation Month 2016, a nationally recognized month for celebrating historic preservation. This year, the city aims to emphasize and recognize underrepresented themes and contributors to Tacoma's history. And whereas at over 130 years old, the city of Tacoma contains a wealth of cultural and historic resources and neighborhoods, including more than 1,300 properties listed at city, state, or national levels as individually designated properties or within the 6 historic districts listed in either the Tacoma Register of Historic Places, the Washington State Heritage Register, or the National Register of Historic Places. And whereas historic preservation is an essential component of inspiring civic pride and identity, of attracting investment through the rehabilitation of historic buildings, and of our efforts to be a sustainable city through fostering a culture of reuse, waste reduction, and local sourcing. Whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping preserve the tangible aspects of our heritage that has shaped Tacoma and us as people. And whereas in Tacoma, 2016 marks a year of innovation and expansion for Tacoma's Historic Preservation Program, as well as an effort to reach wider audiences through collaborative forms of art, multimedia, and outreach. The city encourages residents of all generations from all demographics in all of Tacoma's neighborhoods to experience Tacoma's surprising history and unexpected cultural heritage and historic resources. Now, therefore, I, Marilyn Strickland, Mayor of the City of Tacoma, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2016 as Historic Preservation Month in the City of Tacoma. And I call upon the people of Tacoma to join their fellow citizens across the U.S. in recognizing and participating in this special observance. And if you want to see historic preservation up close, I encourage you to ride a bike to check it out. Please say a few words and come accept this.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council members. I'm Katie Chase, Chair of the Landmarks Preservation Commission. Each year in May, the Chair of the Commission has the privilege of providing a brief overview of the past year of Commission activities, a forecast of the year to come, as well as other observations on the state of historic preservation in Tacoma. The Tacoma Landmarks Preservation Commission is a volunteer body of 11 citizens appointed by this council to oversee the City of Tacoma's preservation-related business. Our primary responsibilities are to review and make recommendations for additions to the Tacoma Register of Historic Places, review alterations to city landmarks and buildings within local historic districts, and to review applications for tax incentives. Over the past year, the Historic Preservation Program has become a more recognizable entity within the city through its own events and strengthened partnerships with other heritage organizations. The Historic Preservation Office has increased awareness and appreciation for our unique heritage in a number of ways over the last year. We had numerous achievements this year, including the Historic Preservation Office, in conjunction with the Tacoma Historical Society, successfully promoted the re-premiere of The Eyes of the Totem, which was viewed by over 3,000 people. Landmarks Preservation Commission reviewed over 45 design review applications from residential projects in the North Slope Historic District to a significant refresh to the Winthrop Hotel and Old City Hall Historic District, and enhancements to the University of Washington Tacoma campus in the new Union Depot Warehouse Historic District. Last May, the office sponsored an incredible slate of Preservation Month activities, which had record attendance and provided opportunities to broaden underrepresented themes and contributions to Tacoma's history. These events included a heritage-themed poetry slam, our first Amazing Preservation Race program, and the Dapper Tweed bicycle ride through Tacoma's historic neighborhoods. The program also increased its social media presence and now has over 3,000 followers. And the program also introduced a Heritage Grant Program, which awarded $50,000 in matching grants to heritage projects throughout the city. And the Historic Preservation Program and Landmarks Preservation Commission strengthened partnerships with other preservation and heritage programs, especially following the statewide training we hosted in March, which had over 70 participants from across the state. The next year promises to be an excellent one as well. Coming up, we have another Preservation Month packed with events, including the second annual Amazing Preservation Race, the City of Destiny Poetry Slam, a 1950s bicycle ride, and another screening of the Eye of the Totem. The Landmarks Commission is enthusiastic about upcoming enhancements to the Seymour Conservatory in Wright Park that will improve the conservatory's horticultural program while protecting the character-defining features that make the Landmarks building and park so significant. The Commission anticipates design review for the rehabilitation of Old City Hall, a project we all are incredibly excited for thanks to the proactive work of this council and city staff. Ideas are underway for an interpretation plan for the Prairie Line Trail. And finally, the Historic Preservation Program is working on enhanced SEPA review for historic properties. This work represents significant volunteer hours every year by citizens interested and dedicated to the preservation of Tacoma's authentic character. So why do we do it? Because this city, its history, and its built environment matters. Tacoma is a special place, one worth protecting for future generations. It is an honor to serve in the Landmarks Preservation Commission and play even a small role in the stewardship of our city's incredible heritage and historic resources. In my opinion, historic preservation is at its best when it is interdisciplinary and when it's helping broaden our understanding of our community's history. This year's Preservation Month theme, which you guys are all wearing the t-shirts, I appreciate that, is Tacoma's surprising history, and that will hopefully enhance our understanding of the city and its people and encourage our program to continually seek out the lesser known or untold stories that contribute to our rich history. So on behalf of the Landmarks Preservation Commission, I want to thank our excellent staff for all their hard work and the new life that has been breathed into the program over the last couple of years. We have an incredible historic preservation program here in Tacoma, one of the best in the state, which is a testament to the dedication and talent of our staff. And lastly, I would like to invite all you council members to our annual reception and award ceremony, where we will honor this year's outstanding preservation projects and community leaders. The reception will take place at the Swiss on Sunday, May 22nd from 1 to 3 p.m. It's a fun event and a great opportunity to learn more about the exciting work that has been happening in preservation. We hope to see you there. Thank you so much.
And if anyone's interested in getting more information about the events happening this month, where should they go?
There is the Facebook page for Tacoma Historic Preservation, and Lauren is very good at updating it regularly.
Great, thank you very much. Well, thank you for all the work, and please accept this. And let's give a round of applause.